What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into one of the darkest themes of Squid Game Season 3, the betrayals. If there's one thing this show does better than any other survival drama, it's showing how greed, desperation, and fear can turn friends into enemies in the blink of an eye. And Season 3? Oh boy, it took betrayal to a whole new level. So, let's break down every evil betrayal that had fans' jaws on the floor. Early in Season 3, a group of players formed what looked like the strongest alliance in the game. They promised loyalty, food sharing, and even protection during the night. But when the second deadly game rolled around, everything fell apart. One member, who we'll call Player 321, secretly sabotaged his own team just to ensure he'd survive another round. Watching someone turn on their friends that quickly set the tone for just how ruthless this season was going to be. Food scarcity was a recurring theme this season, and nothing drove players crazier than hunger. One of the most shocking betrayals happened when a player poisoned the rations of his supposed best friend in the dorm. This betrayal wasn't even about the game itself, it was about hoarding food. It showed us how far desperation could push people, and it reminded us that in Squid Game, survival doesn't stop when the game ends. It happens in every corner, every night. Family ties have always been tested in Squid Game, but Season 3 took that to the extreme. We saw two siblings enter the competition together, swearing they'd protect each other no matter what. But when they were paired against one another in a brutal one-on-one game, one betrayed the other in the most heartless way imaginable, manipulating their own sibling into trusting them before striking the final blow. It was gut-wrenching, and honestly, one of the most evil betrayals in the entire series. Later in the season, alliances became bigger, almost like mini-gangs inside the dorm. One alliance leader, who had convinced half the room to follow him, secretly made a deal with another group: he'd throw one of his own players under the bus in exchange for protection. Watching the betrayed players' face when they realized they had been sacrificed was brutal. It drove home the point that in Squid Game, trust is a luxury you can't afford. Season 1 gave us that unforgettable glass bridge, but Season 3 had its own twisted version. Players had to cross a deadly obstacle where cooperation seemed essential. But midway through, one player shoved two others off the path just to lighten the load and give themselves a better chance. It wasn't just survival instinct, it was calculated betrayal, and it reminded fans of the same cold-blooded decisions that made Season 1 so unforgettable. One of the most evil betrayals came at the very end. When only 3 players were left, they made a pact: split the winnings, no matter who survived. But when the final game began, one of them immediately broke that promise, targeting their supposed ally first. The audience was stunned, because we'd been led to believe this character was the most loyal. In the end, that betrayal cemented the fact that in Squid Game, even the most trusted faces can become your worst enemy. Here's one betrayal that wasn't player to player, but rather player to viewer. A character who had been built up all season as noble, selfless, and compassionate revealed they were only pretending. They weren't protecting others out of kindness, they were calculating the whole time, keeping their allies weak and vulnerable so they could eliminate them when it mattered. It was a betrayal not just in the story, but of our expectations as an audience. Season 3 of Squid Game didn't just rely on deadly games to terrify us, it leaned hard into betrayal, showing that the real danger wasn't always the rules of the game, but the people standing right beside you. Every betrayal reminded us that when money and survival are on the line, morality is the first thing to go. So what do you think, which betrayal was the most evil? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the wildest moments of Squid Game.